Hello everyone, myself Kartikeya. In today's session we will discuss class 8th social science history part. So this is our chapter number 3rd, company administration rise and expansion. So in this particular video we will discuss only exercise of this chapter. So let's start. Question number 1, take the correct option. So first one, when was the permanent settlement introduced and by whom? So first option, Lord Cornwallis in 1793. Second option, Warren Hastings in 1782. Third option, Lord Wellesley in 1800. So answer for this question, option number 1, Lord Cornwallis in 1793. Next question, question number B, who devised the Malwadi system in India? First option, John Booth. Second option, Thomas Munro. Third option, Holt Mackenzie. So answer for this question, option number 3rd, Holt Mackenzie. So question number C, who wrote the play Neel Darpan? First option, Deshbandhu Mitra. Second option, Deenbandhu Chatterjee. Third option, Deenbandhu Mitra. So answer for this question, option number 3rd, Deenbandhu Mitra. Next question, question number D, the word Mahal meant first option palace, second village or estate, third farm. So answer for this question, option number 2, village or estate. Next question, question number E, the Rayatwadi system was devised by first option Lord Cornwallis, second option Thomas Munro, and third option Warren Hastings. So answer for this question, option number B, Thomas Munro. So now question number first, all answers are present here, so you can match from here. Next question, question number 2, fill in the blanks. So first one, the regulating act was introduced in dash. So in 1773. B1, the dash of 1830 abolished the company's monopoly of Indian trade and opened trade gates for all British person. So answer, Charter Act. C, the Rayatwadi system covered dash and dash presidency. So answer, Bombay and Madras presidency. Question number D, dash was a major item of trade from the 16th century to the late 19th century. So answer, indigo. Question number 2, all answers are present here, so you can match from here. We are moving to our next question, question number 3rd. State whether the following statements are true or false. So first one, the Rayatwadi settlement was introduced by Holt Mackenzie in 1822. So this one is true or false? So this one is false. Next question, question number B, as a result of British policies, Indian handicraft flourished. Is this true or false? So this one is false. Next question, question number C, Lord Wellesley introduced the permanent settlement of Bengal. So this one is true or false? So this one is also false. Next question, question number D, India's wealth was taken away by the British, which is known as drain of wealth. So this one is true or false? So this one is true. Next question, question number E, the Indigo Rebellion started in Bihar in 1859. This one is true or false? So this one is false. So question number 3rd, all answers are present here, so you can match from here. So we are moving to our next question, question number 4. Answer the following question in 1 or 2 words. So first one, name any 2 land revenue settlement introduced by the British. So first one, Rayatwadi, and second one, Mahalwadi system. Next question, question number B, name 2 commercial crop grown by planters during the British period. So first one, cotton, and next one, indigo. Next one, question number C, write the names of 2 important peasant movement. So first one, Champaran Satyagraha, and next one, Kheda peasant struggle. Next question, question number D, who translated and published Deenbandhu Mitra play Neel Darpan? So answer, Michael Madhusudan Dutt. So we are moving to our next question. Question number 5. Answer the following question in brief. So first one, what do you understand by Rayat? Answer, a Rayat is an Indian peasant or a small farmer. Next question, question number B. What is commercial crop? Give example. Answer, cash crop or profit crop which is sold to gain profit. It is known as commercial crop. Coffee, tea, sugarcane, jute and cotton are the example of commercial crop. Or another answer you can write, crop which are very benefit and return the desired products for farmer which is grown for sale to return a profit are known as commercial crop. Examples are cotton, sugarcane, jute, etc. The most important commercial crop of India is sugarcane. So we are moving to our next question. Question number C. What do you understand by permanent settlement? How did it benefit the British? Answer, the permanent settlement was a land revenue system introduced in 1793 by East India Company. By the terms of this settlement, the Raja and Talukdar were recognized as Jamidar. They were asked to collect revenue from the peasant and pay revenue to the company. So next question, question number D. What was Rawatwari system? So answer, in this system the peasant or cultivator were regarded as the owner of the land. They had ownership right, could sell, mortgage or gift the land. The taxes were directly collected by the government from the peasant. The rates were 50% in dry land and 60% in wet land. Or another answer you can write, Rawatwadi system was introduced in Tamil Nadu in 1820. It is also known as Munro system. Next question, question number E. Write a critical note on Indigo Rebellion. Answer, in March 1859, thousands of ryots in Bengal refused to grow indigo. As the rebellion spread, ryots refused to pay rent to the planters and attacked indigo factories. Armed with swords and spears, bows and arrows, women turned up to fight with pots, pan and kitchen implements. Or another answer you can write, Indigo Revolt, also called Blue Mutiny, Bengali Nil Bidroh, rebellion of peasant farmers in 1859 to 1860 in the Bengal region of northeastern India against British indigo planter. So next question, question number 6. Answer the following question in detail. So first one, discuss critically the effect of land revenue system introduced by the British. So answer, the Jamindari system. In this, Jamindari were considered as the owner of the land and were given the right to collect rent from the small peasant. This was a highly unjust type as 1/11 of the profit to the British. Or next, Rawatwadi system. This was a fairer on one as compared to the previous one, as the ownership remained with small farmers and the taxation were near about 50% of their income. Or another answer you can write, the land revenue settlement forced the farmer to pay high rent to the landowner. The farmer started to demolish it after the application of the land acquisition system. The financial condition of the land revenue system made the farmer poorer as the consequences. So next question, question number B. What do you understand by drain of wealth? In what ways was the Indian wealth drained to England? So answer, the drain of wealth theory was propounded by Dadabhai Naoroji in 19th century. During the colonial period, the British exploited the Indian resources, and their prime motive to conquer Indians was that they could make it a source for cheap raw materials for their own industries. Next question, question number C. How was the permanent settlement advantageous for the British? Answer. One of the aim of permanent settlement was to stabilize the income of the government, and in respect the permanent settlement was successful. The government income was not only stabilized, but it was also sure of the amount of its yearly income. Or another answer you can write, the amount that had to be paid as revenue was fixed and permanent. Even though the amount of revenue was fixed, the zamindars were benefited from the increase in the production. Next question, question number D. Write a short note on Santhal rebellion. Answer. The Santhal revolt took place in 1855 to 1856. Santhals were the tribal group concentrated in state of Jharkhand. This was the first peasant revolt that occurred in India. Or another answer you can write, the Santhal rebellion, commonly known as Santhal Hul, was a native rebellion in present-day Jharkhand in eastern India against both the British colonial authority and Jamindari system by the Santhal people. So next question, question number E, and this is our last question of this session. So how did the British rule affect the tribals? So answer. Colonial rule affect tribals' lives in the following ways. The tribal chief lost many of their administrative powers and had to follow the rule which were formulated by British. They also had to pay taxes to the British. Or another answer you can write, loss of food, loss of people lives. They also have to pay taxes for British. Next, they were exploited by traders and money lenders. So this chapter was completed, and PDF of this session provided on Telegram channel, and Telegram channel link in description, so you can join to get PDF link. So thank you.